Hey guys, it's Brian with Old Man New Tech, and today we are checking out the iHome Portable Party Speaker Kit. And this features the iHome iHPA 1500 series speaker. Now, full disclaimer, sometimes companies send me these speakers and sometimes I buy them myself, but I always give you my honest opinion on these speakers. So you're going to want to stick around to the end of the video to check out the pros and the cons for these speakers. I tell you what, we're going to be unboxing this outdoors here because this box is too big for the Old Man New Tech Studios, which are basically my library. All right, let's see what's in the box. And you know what? There's a lot inside this box, so we are going to unbox this like I always do, Old Man New Tech style. All right, we've got everything magically unboxed for you guys. I mean, it is a big speaker, but surprisingly, it only weighs about 13 pounds, so it feels relatively light. I can tell there's a lot of air inside here. And it comes with its own power source, and this is not a USB-C type charging cord, so you will have to keep track of this cord if you want to be able to charge the speaker. Now the speaker comes with its own stand, and it's very easy to set up. It's a tripod type design. It's sturdy and it is very stable.
Brilliant! Brilliant!
The speaker itself has a metal mesh on the front. So this is a 15-inch woofer on this device and a 1-inch tweeter. Okay, flipping around the back here, I got some product information up here up top. This is the 1500 LT model. I've got my volume, bass, treble, and echo. So I've got some basic equalizer functions on the speaker that will adapt independently to what's on my source device. Which means that if I want to turn the volume up all the way, which I've done for my testing here, I can do that and then also turn up the volume on my device. Now what's important about this speaker is that it has a separate mic and guitar volume level, which allows you to do some fantastic karaoke. I've also got USB playback and a micro SD card slot. Here's my separate mic input and guitar input. I also have an aux input if I want to plug in an Android device. Okay, as I mentioned before, this has its own DC 9-volt 1.5 amp charging port. And then up here I got some basic controls that will control my source device. Yes, the speaker does have an FM radio whose controls can be controlled by these buttons right here. And then we finally get our power off and on. I like the tactile off and on instead of like a press button. And my LED off and on. Down here's our wheels, which make this operate like a nice suitcase. And let's not forget a sturdy suitcase handle. We got a remote control for convenience, and I've got a legitimate microphone. Now this is plastic molded, but it looks pretty cool. It's got a screen on there. It's kind of red inside, and we're going to check this out in a few minutes. And finally, I have the user manual for the speaker itself. But that's everything that comes with the speaker. Now we're going to get this synced up to my device, and we're going to check it out. But I think we're going to head back indoors to do that. Alright guys, now I've had this unboxed and I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, tested it with microphones, and also I've done some karaoke with it with my friends. And real quick, running through some of the features for the iHome iHPA 1500 series speaker. Now it claims to be a 200 watt speaker. It's really not that loud. I mean, I'm getting maybe 90 decibels out of it at the most. And as you can see, I got some cool LED lights that provide a nice ambient light show if I'm putting this up at a dark party. And I also busted out the remote that came with the unit, and I pulled the little battery tab on it. It does have a battery in it that was provided by the company. However, the remote is not functioning. I like the fact that I have a ton of different listening options to the speaker. I've got Bluetooth 5.0. I've got an aux jack, and I've got multiple inputs for a USB flash drive as well as a micro SD card. And I've also got a guitar jack and a separate microphone jack. So I do like a lot of the features on this speaker. As far as battery life goes for the iHPA 1500 series speaker, the material claims to have a shockingly low 3-hour battery life. However, I did test it, and at about 75% volume for a party with the lights on, it lasted about 2.5 hours, which is wild because it actually takes more time to charge the speaker than it does to use the speaker. It takes about 5 to 6 hours to get a full charge out of it. And the iHome iHPA series speaker also is true wireless stereo, so if you do manage to get 2 of these, you can hook them together for left and right channel. Now, as far as pricing goes for the iHome iHPA 1500 series speaker and party kit, you can find it on Amazon right now for just under 200 bucks. And I'll shoot a link down below so you can get the latest pricing. So let's say we've covered all the features and everything that it comes with. How does the speaker sound? Let's give it a listen indoors. As I noted before, the volume controls are on the back. Now, believe it or not, this is at 50% volume and we are indoors. Now we're going to go up to 100%. So I noticed something really cool that happens when you bring the volume up to 100% on this. The light show gets cooler, so it does get like a multicolored light show thing happening there. But overall, for a speaker this size or in appearance, it is something that is not really pumping out as much volume as I would want for being at 100%. So I'm a little bit underwhelmed by the level of bass that I'm getting out of a 15-inch subwoofer. I mean, I was expecting something like, you remember that beginning of Back to the Future where Marty McFly gets blasted through the back of Doc's lab? Yeah, I was kind of hoping for something like that. But you know what, let's check out the microphone. I'm going to take the speaker outside again and we'll see how it sounds outdoors. All right, as you guys can see, the tripod stand is really easy to set up and it's quite sturdy. I mean, it's really not tipping over when I shake it. All right, guys, now you're hearing the sound quality of the iHome iHPA 1500 speaker outdoors. And this is at 100% volume. Now I am noticing a little bit of microphone clipping on this. And the echo volume is up a little bit higher, just so you guys can get that karaoke sound at home. The microphone volume is turned up all the way as well. So we're going to turn the music volume down a little bit so you guys can hear the microphone levels. And I don't know if you guys can hear this at home, but I am getting a little bit of clipping from the microphone. I do have the bass turned up all the way. And I have the treble turned up all the way too. Now I'm having to do this just to get some decent sound out of the speaker itself. But I'm noticing that at 100% volume, it's not a very loud speaker. So again, this is how the speaker sounds at 100% volume. And we're going to go back indoors to wrap this review up. All right, and we're back from the outdoors. And I tell you what, you guys let me know what you think of the sound of it down below in the comments. With that, I'm going to roll right into my final thoughts and impressions of the iHome iHPA 1500 series party speaker kit. First off, let's start with the pros. The iHome iHPA series speaker, it's built for parties. I mean, it has a party look, and if you plop this down in the middle of a party, you look like you're ready to do some serious damage. And I love the fact that there are multiple inputs on this speaker, so you're covered no matter how you want to entertain. You can use the FM radio setting, you have an auxiliary input, you also have Bluetooth input, that's Bluetooth 5.0, and you can also hook up a thumb drive as well as a TF or a micro SD card. And I do like the light show. I wish the light show was constantly as cool as it is when you get it up to the higher volumes, but I think these LEDs are pretty cool. And the speaker is much lighter than it appears. It weighs about 15 pounds, which is pretty light, but if you're feeling like it's heavy, you can also roll it on its wheels, which I like, as well as the suitcase style handle on it. And the stand was easy to assemble, and it's heavy duty enough that you feel confident putting the speaker on here and you know it's not going to get knocked over. Now we've gone through the pros, now let's hit up those cons. And one con I noticed was that it has its own proprietary charging cord. Now with a cord like that, I would expect to be able to charge the speaker faster, but that leads me right into another con. It takes a long time to charge this speaker. It takes between 5 and 6 hours. Which I would be cool with, but this leads me to a third con, which is the fact that the battery life on this is a puny 3 hours. Now another major con that I had was the sound itself. The sound is not as impressive as the appearance of the speaker. I mean, with this size of a woofer and this cool looking tweeter thing up here, you would expect to have pretty big sound, and it claims to have 200 watts of power behind it. However, I had a hard time getting a volume level over some of my smaller speakers. And as far as the sound quality goes, well, the bass was really underwhelming and the highs were a little bit distorted when you got the speaker up to full volume. So that's it. I mean, you've got a functioning PA system and it does play music. And you've got Bluetooth and you can do karaoke to boot. It has its own microphone. But again, you are very limited in battery life and sound. And that prevents me from giving the iHome iHPA 1500 a full ringing endorsement. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. You know, are you impressed by speakers like this? Look forward to hearing back from you, and I will check you guys later. Hey, this is Brian with Old Man New Tech. We can't make this channel happen without you, so please hit subscribe and smash that bell down below. And if you're looking for product links, you'll find them there too. Thank you.